Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
Hear my call, high above the mountaintop, solitary bird that stops to sing. Someday soon, they're gonna call my ship on in, and I'm gonna sail away to sea. I'm gonna sail away to sea.
The song that you are currently listening to is the title track from Cristina Vane's latest album, Hear My Call, featuring Grammy-winning artist Molly Tuttle. You can find the new album Hear My Call wherever you get your music, along with Christina's previous releases. Learn more about her and her music by going to her website at CristinaVane.com. And be sure to see her perform live at the Gold Hill Inn very soon. More details coming up later in the podcast.
A solitary bird that stops to sing. Someday soon, they're gonna call my ship on in, and I am gonna sail away to sea. I'm gonna sail away to sea.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Jamie Lammers, and welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast. Today, I'm bringing you a combined segment of the Mountaineer Podcast. First, I'm going to be giving you this week's Music of the Mountains, where to be and what to see. And then we're going to transition into celebrating our entries for the 2025 Mountaineer Poetry Contest. Before we transition into any of that, though, some preliminary announcements first. If you haven't subscribed to The Mountaineer and you're looking for something to subscribe to, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com and click subscribe in the top right corner of our homepage. From there, you'll get full access to our digital archive and scanned copies of the physical newspaper. You can even send a physical subscription to your mailbox or to the mailbox of someone that you love. If you're interested in getting something advertised in the paper or in the podcast, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com/advertise to see what options are available today. We're looking for new DJs and voices to add to the Mountaineer Podcast for 2025, our 5th season of the Mountaineer Podcast. So if you're interested in being involved in any way, then reach out to our editor-in-chief, Barbara Hart, at info@themountaineer.com or to myself at media@themountaineer.com, and we'll get something sorted. And finally, additional preliminary announcements brought to you by the Mountaineer.
Looking for a unique advertising opportunity? The Mountaineer Podcast may be a perfect fit for you. Our podcast reaches local listeners at least 3 days each week. We can create your podcast commercial for you, or you can submit your own. Contact Amanda McDonald for additional information. Her email is adsales@themountaineer.com, and her cell is 720-960-2900. Have you checked out the Mountaineer YouTube lately? We are very excited to have a videographer intern this spring, as well as Clementine Miller, who's been working hard to record some of our local events and meetings to share with you. Go check it out on the Mountaineer YouTube. Have you seen our 2024 Peak to Peak Visitors Guide? We have just launched our 2025 Media Kit for the next guide. Go to our website and click on Advertise to see the full media kit there. Spring is springing, and we all know that means the flowers will be popping out all over the place, reminding us of beautiful art. That also means it's time to start thinking about the 2025 studio tour. Go to our website and click on special sections to view the 2024 guide and prepare yourself for this year's edition.
Be sure to keep an eye out for updates on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages as well. And you can find all of our primary links in an individual episode description of the Mountaineer podcast, which is also now available to listen to on our YouTube channel. All right, let's get into our Music of the Mountain segment this week. Our guest, do you mind introducing yourself real quick?
Yeah, my name is Cristina Vane.
And you are coming from out of state to perform as the second act for this season of the Gold Hill Inn.
Yeah, I'm really excited to come back.
Oh, you've played the Gold Hill Inn before.
I have, yeah, it's my second time.
That's awesome. Well, it's very exciting to welcome you back to the Gold Hill Inn. In general, Cristina, how did you get started in music in the first place? What's the story of your musical journey so far?
I have always had a love for music. I used to sing when I was just a kid in the crib. My parents told me they could hear me over the baby monitor, and I would sing along to songs in the car. And I started piano in first grade and sang in choirs, and just always have been a big lover of music. And I started songwriting in high school and just started combining my love of writing poetry and playing guitar. And then I continued to write and just wanted to pursue it as a career when I graduated college, so I kind of took the plunge.
Do you have a particular style of music that you've focused on over the years?
Yeah, I am heavily influenced by the country and Delta and Piedmont blues traditions. I do a lot of fingerstyle and slide guitar, open tunings. I grew up on a lot of rock music, so that's definitely also a big influence. And then I play clawhammer banjo, so that's probably the old time and bluegrass stuff.
And when did you first get into performing? How has it developed over the years?
I was trying to see if it was feasible to be a musician and a performer. And so one summer, home from college, I was in London with my dad, and I just decided to try booking myself gigs. I walked around with a paper resume, which is kind of hilarious now. And yeah, I got some gigs in pubs and various places in London, and that kind of just solidified my desire to perform.
Okay, so the tour that you're going on now is to promote your third full-length album, Hear My Call. When did your first release come out? How long have you been writing songs in general and getting them out there?
Yeah, I think I released my first stuff. I've always been, writing, and I would just self-record on GarageBand and put it on SoundCloud back in the day. And then I think I did my first project in California, so probably 2016 or so. I put out an EP and then just kept going from there.
Cristina released her first EP, Shades, in 2016. Since then, she's released 2 additional EPs, Troubled Sleep and Old Play New, a live album, The Magnolia Sessions, and 2 full-length albums, Nowhere Sounds Lovely and Make Myself Me Again. Now, she's promoting her third full-length album, Hear My Call. So over all this time, what's kept you coming back to the writing process?
I just am a writer, and I always have been, and it's something that is, I'm trying to find the right word. It's embedded in myself. It makes me feel good, and the ability to have other people connect with things that I create is a really rewarding feeling. So yeah, I just write songs. That's what I do, I guess.
And what stuck out to you in general about performing live?
That has changed. It used to be sort of the traveling aspect and learning from and about people all over the country and getting to, like I said, connect with them through my music. It still is that, but it's less about the traveling because I've been doing that for a long time now. It's more about just having the ability to share these songs and perform them for people is rewarding.
And you've toured with a lot of people and supported a lot of people over your career. The artists that she has provided direct support for include Molly Tuttle, Bob Weir, Jerry Douglas, Winona Judd, Sam Bush, Nikki Lane, Town Mountain, Dwayne Betts, Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, Arlo McKinley, and Willie Carlisle. She was invited to perform at Billy String's String the Halls 3. She was featured in the Bank of America ad promoting the Ken Burns documentary series Country Music. And she has appeared on Travis Book's Happy Hour, Portland Blues Festival, Under the Big Sky Four Corners Folk Festival, and Rooster Walk. Through all that time, have you preferred playing solo or with other people? Are there pros and cons to both?
Yeah, I typically play with a trio when I can, but I do a lot of opening slots and some solo touring still. I started off touring solo mostly out of necessity because it's hard to pay people properly on the road, and I didn't have the infrastructure for that for a long time. And after I moved to Nashville and kind of established myself a little more, I started being able to bring people on the road, but I do enjoy playing solo a lot, so I do both, really.
And is there anything in general that you hope people take away from your shows and your music when they come to see you?
I hope they just feel something. That's definitely the main goal. I hope they hear the songs I've written and it evokes some kind of feeling within them that hopefully is a comforting one, or at least the sense that they can relate to sometimes what are very universal feelings.
Well, I think it's really exciting that you're promoting your third album, Hear My Call, which, by the way, is out everywhere now.
Yeah, I'm excited to share it with everybody.
Is there anything else in general about the album or the tour or anything else involving your music? I don't know. Anything else in general you want to add before we sign off?
Just that I'm excited to come back to Denver. I've played there a few times now. I always have a really good time. I'm going to be playing the Globe Hall the night before and the Gold Hill the next day, and had a really warm welcome the first time I played, so it's going to be fun to be back.
Thank you so much, Cristina, for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. She'll be the second performer to play in this season of the Gold Hill Inn, located at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill. You can see her touring her third album, Hear My Call, at the Gold Hill Inn on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, starting at 8 p.m. To learn more about her and her music, and find her previous and current releases wherever you get your music, then head to her website at CristinaVane.com. And now, it's time for the first music mentions of May 2025. Head to Busey Brews, located at 70 East 1st Street in Nederland on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 5 p.m. to see the Brandywine Duo performing for the first Fridays on Deck series. Also head over there on Sunday, May 4th, starting at 2 p.m. to see Sam McManus performing live. Head to the Coal Creek Canyon Improvement Association on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 7 p.m. for an open mic night. If you're interested in being a part of the open mic itself, then be sure to sign up on their website at coalcreekcanyon.org. The building is located at 31528 Highway 72 in Coal Creek. The Gold Hill Inn is reopening for the season. Head over there at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 8 p.m. to see the Whiskey Mash Band performing live, on Saturday, May 3rd, starting at 8 p.m. to see Cristina Vane performing live, and on Sunday, May 4th, starting at 6 p.m. to see Fly in the Ointment performing live. Head to the Jamestown Mercantile, located at 108 Main Street in Jamestown, on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 7 p.m. to see the Dollhouse Thieves performing live, and on Sunday, May 4th, starting at 11 a.m. to see Jesse Adams performing live. Head to Nonadroop Brewing at 250 North Caribou Street in Nederland for their regular music events. On Wednesdays at 6 p.m. they host open mic nights. On Fridays at 7:30 p.m. they host DJ nights. Every second Friday at 7:30 p.m. they host reggae DJ nights, and every Sunday at 5 p.m. they host Jazz Sundays. And finally, pick your preference. If you want to head over to Gilpin County, then be sure to check out the Very Nice Brewing Company location at 180 Jankowski Drive in Blackhawk on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 6 p.m. for the first Friday open mic, and on Saturday, May 3rd, starting at 5 p.m. to see Mitch Melodia performing live. If you're interested in heading over to Nederland, then head over to the Very Nice Brewing Company location at 20 East Lakeview Drive, number 112 in the Caribou Village Shopping Center on Friday, May 2nd, starting at 6 p.m. to see Brittany Wagner performing live, and on Saturday, May 3rd, starting at 5 p.m. to see Beyond Comprehension performing live. Did we miss you or any of your performances? Do you want to submit your music listing in the Peak to Peak area? Do you have updates to your business or to your performances? Please call 303-810-5409 or email info@themountaineer.com or media@themountaineer.com to be included in the next print edition or the next podcast of The Mountaineer. And now it's time to transition into our celebrations for National Poetry Month at The Mountaineer. Finally, I'm getting my spotlights out there. This week, I'm going to be airing 3 poetry spotlights from 3 local poets in the area that will culminate in the publication of their spotlights in the May 1st issue. Not quite National Poetry Month, but close enough. We've also been hosting a poetry contest and publishing entries throughout the month of April in the Mountaineer newspaper. Today, I'm going to read them all. Here is every entry submitted and published for the 2025 Poetry Contest, hosted by the Mountaineer. Divine Plan. There are two energetic forces at play during this evolutionary cycle. One is fueled by the energy of contraction, as it is tearing down the old paradigm, and the other is fueled by the energy of expansion, as it is creating the new paradigm. Both are critical to this quantum leap for humans, all living things, and the planet. Choose where you want to focus your attention, energy, and resources. Whichever path you choose, set your intention for the greater good of all. Drop into your sacred heart center and stay connected to divine light, love, and intelligence. Karen Marie Garrity. A Writer's Dilemma. Sordid sea, wax the lazy beat, sink these words fast. Please, woman, swim. Pant on the water's edge atop the flood's tongue. If I fall behind, I'll ask the sky to take language from me and let him write the verses. Clouds instead of words, rainbows for punctuation, and darkness for endings. Moonbeams will tell of romance, and sunsets for heartache. Nothing will be left untold as I bask on the beach, reading the story written in the sky. Mindy Leary. Walks in shadows. She walks in shadows against the night, her dark coat and dark curly hair camouflaging her movement. She hides low in stairwells and doorways, looking over here, over there, using her training. Most women are afraid to venture out alone on the street at night. She wasn't. She sees lights ahead and stays hidden until she reaches an all-night convenience store with bright lights. She slowly walked around the cluttered aisles and found a cold, fizzy soda. Outside, she sat on the curb, felt refreshed, and a bar with dim lights and loud music beckoned from across the road. She stayed low, inside, seeing an empty spot at the bar through the smoky air, and she was amused by the choice of obscure music. She ordered a rum and coke, put a 5 on the bar, chilling to the weird music. A leather-clad, muscular man slid onto the bar stool beside her, wearing a flawless smile. They talked. Small talk. She found him nice. She expressed her fear of walking home alone that night. He agreed to walk her to her condo, and she trusted him. About halfway there, he pulled a knife from his waistband. She saw the glimmer of the shiny metal, and he threatened her with it. Since she knew self-defense, she need him. Her training taught her how to take away the blade from someone bigger than she. He struggled, but she stabbed him with his own weapon and left him on the sidewalk. She dropped the knife by him. She walked in shadows on the way home, looking over her back. She made it home and fell asleep, watching the news. The next morning, she awoke to the news reporting that a man had been stabbed in her neighborhood. She went to the hospital to see how he was, in the bright of the day. Since then, they've been married for 18 years. No more walking against shadows. No walking in the shadows against the night. John Scarf. Colorado skyline. There's nothing quite like the sight of the Colorado mountains, an uninterrupted frontier of geological marvels, standing strong for thousands of miles. The Colorado skyline becomes a part of your identity. The distant snow-capped peaks take your breath away with their immensity, shadowed by a sky tinted red and pink when the sun goes down, and looming on the bright blue horizon when it's high in the sky. They become so much a part of your daily life that when you move away from them, it feels empty, as if all of a sudden the view from your house is missing something awe-inspiring, comforting, and consistent. You crave the day when you can visit them once again and find solace in absorbing yourself in something so grand. The aura of the Colorado mountains cannot be replicated. When you're raised in their presence, they become a part of you forever. Jamie Lammers. Shut up, you assholes, I'm singing. Verse 1. High in the mountains, late at night, where the air is clear and my mind is too, I write these songs with a hook so tight, I revise the melody till it comes out right. Verse 2. Then I play my art to oblivious drunks, shouting at their friends and laughing like punks. And all my verses are background noise, with a silence at the end so people can clap. Chorus. So shut up, you assholes, I'm singing. Just listen to the song and the soul that I'm bringing. With every verse that works, that isn't too long, so shut up for a second and listen to my song. Bridge. The wind and snow, they may come and go, but my songs remain steadfast and bold. Like flowers in the spring, they will loft your soul. So shut up and listen, you fucking assholes. Doug Armitage. Hills. Fumbling back to Gold Hill along the Switzerland Trail. Getting back in touch with myself, a path I knew well. I was on a path of healing, and my heart went reeling. To a new place, but now I'm feeling something new, something bright. See the snowcaps in the moonlight. I left my home long ago. Now I'm back on a dirt road. Seeing those hills got me feeling, 'cause seeing is believing. Back in those hills, feel like home, 'cause in this air, I'm breathing. Gwen Charvet, veteran. Writing on the Finger of God. Wind from the western mountains bit into my skin, through my thick winter coat. A heavy snow shone in the sun and covered sidewalks, streets, cars. I shoveled our cars and then the sidewalks. I shoveled beyond my own yard because neighbors had done that for me. As I shoveled the last sidewalk, knee hot and sweaty, I paused, and a petite blonde girl appeared to me. She looked like the neighbor's daughter, all grown up. She said that because of your service to God and man, and doing good for your neighbors, being God's hands for others, today you will see your work while writing on the finger of God. She disappeared as quickly as she appeared. A whoosh took me up into the air. I felt something hard and weathered and yet soft and tender. It was the finger of God. I was flying high above the town. Clouds passed me one by one with the blue sky all around me. Stars twinkled as I passed them one by one. All of a sudden, I gently landed. His hand reached out and put me down in an age-old cavern. My ancestors worked to bring families together in this cave, safe from the wild animals, rock and dirt from one of the tunnels piled neatly, bringing fire to the cave. They hunted buffalo, deer, and fed themselves upon the finger of God. We went to Africa, where man hunted for food and began farming. God's finger gently lifted me to different streets, in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Taipei, populated by millions, in anthills going up to the sky. He showed me that we have gone far from what was originally intended. He took me to Chicago and LA and New York, where people who earn millions of dollars live in homes gaudily decorated in gold and silver, burning $100 bills to light their cigarettes, lounging by their swimming pools, laughing, drinking expensive bottled water. Living by those who live on the streets, dirty, starving, hopeless, with no clean clothes, pillows, or warmth. Using a hose for a quick drink, an alley for a bathroom. And God said, this is not what I envisioned when I created this world. I didn't realize things could go so wrong. It is a sickness, but has to run its course. Man had free will, made mistakes, and fouled up my Eden. John Scarf. And those are the poems. Keep an eye out for a reader's poll in the near future to vote for your favorite one. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of the Mountaineer Podcast. If you want to share this episode or others around with whoever you see fit, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com and scroll near to the bottom, or head to our podcast's main hub at the mtnearpodcast.buzzsprout.com to see a full archive of all of our episodes. If you want to be involved in the podcast in any way, shape, or form, then email me at media@themountaineer.com and or our editor-in-chief, Barbara Hart, at info@themountaineer.com, and we'll get something sorted for you. And finally, head to an individual podcast episode description to find all of the important primary links associated with our website, and or to send us a text to give us general or specific feedback on the podcast. I'll be back soon with our National Poetry Month spotlights. Have a great rest of your day!
Across the sea, at the feet of the mountain, I left young and it left me, lost a piece of my ground. And I watch you and how you speak, belonging is astounding. I watch you, but what of me? The history that I'm bound to. Well, I come to you with open hands, learn your lands, and I listen.
The song that you are currently listening to is called My Mountain, and it's from the latest album by Cristina Vane, Hear My Call, which is available now wherever you get your music. She'll be touring to promote this album, and one of the stops on her tour is at the Gold Hill Inn, located at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill. She'll be the second act to perform this season of Gold Hill Inn on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, starting at 7 p.m. To learn more about Cristina Vane and her music, be sure to head to our website at CristinaVane.com.
Come to me in a daydream. Cigarettes and wine flow free. Part of me is escaping. I claim them, they don't claim me. Sometimes here, never stay here. Well, I come to you with open hands. Learn your lands and I listen. You say that you think you can understand what I'm missing, but you haven't seen my mountain.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.